it goes more to just charging for a license. And the court cases clearly say you can only charge for what it is.
Here we are. We're at the Capitol, and they want to go up to $300 for renewal on our gun permits, so that's what we're up here for. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Yes, so anyway, here we are. And they want to go up on all kinds of taxes, but they want to go up to $300 a year on our, or $300 a renewal on our gun permits. You know, it's just a real jerk. It really is. He wants to start charging taxes, property taxes on hospitals. It goes on and on and on. He wants the towns to start bailing out the state. He wants the towns that are doing good to give to the towns that are wasting money and doing bad. Just one thing after another. Like I said, the guy's a real jerk. You know, he's in the governor's pocket. The governor spends. The state is really hurting. You know, they're grabbing for straws at this point, and they don't know where to turn. So let's go tax, and let's go up on all permits, and let's do it all. But you don't hear her doing anything about taxing alcohol or anything like that. You know, that can go out there and kill just as much as many or more. But they're going to go up to $300 on a renewal on the gun permit, and they say that's because of the cost of the expenses to do it. Well, it doesn't cost that kind of money. First of all, you pay when you apply to get it. So you're paying all the registration fees, you know, which is taking care of whatever monies they're putting out to get what you're getting. And then you pay a renewal fee to take care of it at that time for that clerk to take your picture, fill out the paperwork. It takes approximately maybe 10 minutes tops. And that's your renewal fee. So why are we going up to $300? Is that clerk making that much money? Or is it taking all day for him to process one renewal? Basically, again, it's just the state, the governor looking to tax, increase everything, which is only going to make it worse. It just follows down the line. You increase taxes, somebody somewhere has got to pay for it, and eventually things go up, and then you go up, and the more prices go up, the more money they're going to need, and it just snowballs. And the main thing is stop increasing taxes, start cutting expenses. That's what you need to do. So anyway, here we are, and I just got out to stretch my legs for a minute, and we'll take it one step at a time. So far, most of the representatives and the senators that are in there have really been questioning this jerk on this $300 gun registration. So I really don't think it's going to fly, but not for $300, but we may see an increase. So anyhow, it's about 2 o'clock. We're still here. This can go on, well, who knows until when. So I'm thinking if we're real lucky, we'll be out of here about 7:30, 8 o'clock this evening. But we'll see what happens. Just take it one step at a time. So, see what happens. So far, everybody that's doing any type of talking is in our favor, but not to raise it. However, that doesn't mean that it's not going to get done, because as everything else, the votes don't always count. It's a crooked state. It's a Democratic state. So they do what they want, basically. So we will see. Oh, look at this. We have all the school systems down here. All the little people learning how to read Democrats. Yeah. Look at all the up and coming liberals. All right. Here we are. Oh, we're still here. Probably about 4 o'clock or so. Should look at the clock, but I didn't even think about it. It was a long day. And I'm hoping that we get heard within the next half hour or so, because it is ridiculous. You know? You got to listen to everybody that takes their 5 minutes and then works it into 10 minutes, and that's into 15 minutes, and then the next thing you know, you're there for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, because they know how to work the system. See, what they do is they give a lot of the representatives 5 minutes. So within that 5 minutes, sometimes they'll stretch it because they don't want to disrespect the representative. So they stretch it 6 minutes, sometimes 7 minutes. But they always leave it open to where there's a question to be asked. Now, once the committee starts to ask the question, well, it can go on forever. So they always have somebody on the committee in their favor that wants to help you get your point across. So they purposely ask you a question to give you more time to get your point across. And that's what they do. So it's a big play. It's a big game. So it can very easily, take one person. They can squeeze a half an hour out of this if there's enough of the committee asking them questions. So if you've got for instance, hypothetically, you have a Democrat that wants to get a point across, and he only has X amount of time, but meanwhile you got 5 or 6 Democrats on the committee. Each one of those on the committee is going to ask him a question to help get his point across, and he can take another 5 minutes or whatever. So next thing you know, he's got a half hour of time. So that's how it kind of works. They play the game. It's not 5 minutes and you're done. And then for public speaking, it's only 3 minutes. Now you can play the same game. Is there any questions? You try to get your point across, but leave an opening so that they have to ask you a question. You want them to understand it, but not 100%. So you want them to understand enough of it so that if they don't ask a question, you got your point across, but you also want to leave something there to where they feel they have to ask you a question. And if it's on guns, for instance, most of the Republicans will make sure they ask you a question to give you more time. So that's where we're at. Okie dokie. Anyway, it's about 3:45 on a Thursday, and here we are. Should be getting out of here in about 20 minutes, half hour tops. So it's almost over. Our time will be up shortly. But here we are in whatever. The House of Corruption, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So we will see what happens. Okay. Pretty soon. We're getting there. We had a bunch of Sandy hookers here Thank God they didn't hang around. Can't stand them. Bunch of pain in the asses. So, anyway, it's not a bad looking building. Not bad at all. We're in room 2E, and like I say, should be out of here in a few minutes.